Hey, we are here today. It's all about what are we doing today, Kathy? Because I'm
It's
too happy.
all
I'm so
about,
goofy and happy.
y'all hear this, goofy and happy. But today is all about fracture and
Keeping
keeping secrets.
secrets. Yes. And so we just coming on here and we're just going to chat with some of the cast, some of the crew, and we're just gonna have a good time because we have a lot to celebrate.
Yes.
A whole lot to celebrate because number one, keeping secrets is doing amazing.
Yes.
Yes, we are burning up them streams on Tubi.
Yes.
Keeping Secrets, the director's cut, which is crazy because it's pushing the other one too. So it is really insane. So we have cast and we have crew joining us, and we're just gonna pop some people up on the stage. I'm gonna give a little introduction once I start popping people up because we have people waiting from the cast and the crew. Let me see. I'm gonna start with
Who do we have?
I'm gonna start with Marion down here because Marion has been like the longest. So we're gonna pop Marion up. I'm gonna say Marion, then Bridget, then everybody. But so we can have 10 people up at the same time. So I'm just bringing y'all up. Yes, yes, yes. We got Andre. We got Matt Dorney. So how y'all doing today?
Good.
Very well, thank you.
Look, Matt, you sound over there like this is a professional interview. It's not. He was like, "Yeah, very well, thank you, very well, thank you." But now we're just about having fun today. We've done this before. Marion and Bridget know how this goes because we did it for State Reunion. It's just about having fun. We'll be asking you guys random questions here and there. You can ask me, us, me and Kathy questions, but it is all about having fun and celebrating both of the films. If you guys have not heard, Keeping Secrets has been in the top on Tubi since its release, since its re-release on Friday. So we've been in those top streams. So super excited.
Yes.
Super excited. But I have a question for Marion because it keeps getting asked of me. What does it feel like to play all these different characters?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, well, first introduce yourself for those who I don't know. Like, if you know our stuff, I don't know how you don't know Marion, but introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Marian Singh. I'm at the, I do stunts, acting, fight choreography for Action ATL, and I'm an assistant stunt coordinator as well. Uh, Among other crap that I do that's different. But I have been on this amazing ride with Mimi for Amiga. Are we doing Mimi or Amiga? What are we doing?
Whichever one.
All right. For a long time, and I think that this has been such a transformative journey to watch and an evolution to watch from the early scruffy days to now having so many people on set. It's been really cool. And I've been a character actor for a long time.
You're a character.
Definitely a character.
When people don't people write things and they have this crazy character or this eccentric character or somebody that's just a little flavor. That's oftentimes some of my favorite roles to play. I think that characters that are quirky or different or can be developed in a different way feed my soul a little bit. I like to think that every character, no matter what, no matter where they wind up in a script, has a story to tell. And I like to dive into whatever character I'm given. How do they interact with other people? What is specified about the character? What kind of language do they use? How do they introduce themselves? How are they introduced into a scene for the first time? All of that to me is they're all little breadcrumbs as to how to create that character and give it life and give it interest and give it a little spark and something that can, you know, because everybody, I don't care who you are, if you meet somebody you don't know, there's something about them that's interesting. There's something about them that gives you something to feed off of. And I really think that to be more than just whatever lines you're saying, it just enriches the script and it enriches the experience of the actors that you're playing off of. And I always want, when I work with a character, I want to be that other characters in the scene to be able to have an enjoyable acting experience with me and to feel like they're not just quoting lines. So whatever I'm given, I want to enhance that by giving a well-rounded experience for not only the actors, but whoever I think may be watching as well.
Well, let me interject here because you said whatever you get. There was once upon a time you wasn't given anything and you wrote yourself in.
Well, you know. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go.
Sorry
So-
behind Miss and Marion.
Right. So there was
Tell it.
there was a video that I sent, I will admit. And I was roaming around my house and I saw an area that just spoke to me to do this character study, I'll call it. I always do like little character studies. And I did makeup, I did costume, I did hair, I did everything. And I got into, heck, even when I did the edit, I've shown a light in my eyes the whole time so that my eyes would be white, so that my pupils would be reflective, okay? Just because I'm crazy. And I did a video that turned out to be...
It was when I was doing the Donors web series, and
Yep.
Marion kind of knew about Donors because we worked on Hunger Games, Mockingjay together. And I was writing when we had a lot of downtime, and I was writing. So Marion knew I was writing Donors. So when I started doing the Donors web series, there was a character who did not exist at all. I hadn't even thought of this character. So Marion was like, "Oh, I'm just about to make myself a whole character and send it to you." She sent me a video of her dressed as a vampire. And when it came on, I didn't know what to do because the video comes on and it's like, "Hi, I am Tatiana from the Corvich Coven." And I was like, what the heck? But it was so intriguing. And I was so impressed with it. I didn't just add this character to the web series. I went back and created her for the books and also throughout the whole series, because the character, just from that little 1-minute video that she sent me, I just felt like this person absolutely belonged like in this world. So, I mean, if you want to impress me, I guess that's how you do it, because I wasn't offended by her creating a character for my stuff. Anybody that can enhance our stuff, I am all there for it. But that was 2015 when Marion did that, and we're here in 2024 now. So
Yep.
we've known each other for a long time. So that's where
You're an
we
overnight success.
Right.
Overnight, yeah.
Right. I'm gonna step next to Bridget, because I've known Bridget a few years and she's worked on a few projects for us as well. So go ahead and introduce yourself, Miss Bridget Brantley.
Hey everyone. First, hello to my AFM family, because that is the thing that's so amazing. Like when we act, we get to work together. And so everybody, my name is Bridget Bentley. I'm an actress, writer, stunt woman. And pretty much I started in acting. I was doing a lot of BG work. And so I couldn't book very much. So I got over to stunts and ended up just training myself in everything from scuba diving, firearms. I used to be a cop, so firearms, swords, swimming, martial arts, and fighting. And one day I was doing BG work. I will never forget this. And I call her Mimi. She's Mimi to me, Mimi. And I was swimming. I was diving in this pool, and the actors, we were on the Oscar Pistorius story, Edge of the Blade. I will never forget this, because when somebody gives you a chance, you never forget. You never forget. And she said to me, we met on the set. We just started talking. We just started vibing, started talking about, she was talking about her writing and creating. And you never know when you're first meeting somebody. It's like, this sounds really cool, but you're not actually seeing what's going on yet. So after so many years, she said to me, and I'm gonna put you in one of my movies one day. And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. And I'm always just vibing with people, not really thinking about what can this person do for me or something like that. It's not about that. It's just about like being creative and thinking of different stories. And just literally like 2 years later, we stayed friends online and just stayed cool. And 2 years later, she's like, okay, I'm putting you in my movie. We're doing this movie. And and she kept her word. And it was just so amazing. It's been such a fun ride. And these characters, every time I read a script, I'm like, usually my mouth is like, by the end of it, I'm always so surprised and shocked. So doing these characters is so much fun. So, that script breakdown and how I'm going to make this person interesting. I'm bringing myself to the table, but myself in this situation. So it's just so much fun. It's been an amazing ride. And it's working with Kathy too. It's just, they keep us laughing, but, also letting us create. They let us just do our thing. And I love it.
Hey, and we love you too. I'm gonna come back to you, Terry, but I'm trying to go in order of who I see right here. Let's go to Andre. Oh, next. Hey, the Capricorn. You're on mute. Hold up. Maybe I gotta bring up the other one. You got two of them up here. Let me bring that one to the stage too to see if we can hear you on that. Can you try talking again?
Oh,
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Andre. Nope, can't hear you.
Well, real quick while we wait. Hey, Sean.
Oh my God.
Hey, what's up?
We were even burning everybody. Hey, Andre, jump back in when we think we can hear you. We're gonna go along to Matt next.
hey, how you guys doing?
Hi. A newcomer.
First thing I got to say is, when you consider this family, Bridget was talking about the Oscar Pistorius story. I'm a former Division I college athlete in track and field, and Mimi has got a past in track and field, and that's what I want to hear about.
Wow.
Oh, you want to hear that real quick? Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I am a former world-class athlete with track. I have a bronze medal from the Pan Am Games from 95. I qualified for the 96 Olympics. I was an alternate for the women's 4x1 on there. And yeah, I was kind of good at it. There we go.
Look, I didn't even know that.
Kind of good at it?
Huh?
I didn't even
Kind
know
of good
that.
at it?
Just a little bit.
And
No.
crazy. I don't even think Mimi knows that I ran track in high school, state. I did a whole lot of stuff. So it's crazy that we have so many similarities, but I ran every Morehouse, all of state. I got awards. I need to ask my mom, where my awards at?
Wow.
Let's say, I was the first person in my city to ever win state. And so it was kind of weird being that young to win then, college, and then the big stuff. Going overseas at such a young age was kind of crazy, but it all, that life before the military and becoming a filmmaker, I did a few little things, just little things.
Maybe who did you run for when you were in the Pan Am Games? And obviously you were from the United States then, but where'd you go to college?
I went to Indiana State University.
Oh, Christ, you're in the same damn conference as I am.
I went to Bradley.
Yeah, I went to Bradley.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
Yeah, I was not nearly at that. I got my ass kicked by everybody, but but many of the best in the world.
But you know what? And I would have sat there, no matter what place you are in on the track, and no matter what event, I sat there and I cheered until that last person crossed the line. No matter what, I waited and I cheered. Okay, look, get off of me. Let's go to Tanisha next. Introduce yourself, boo.
Hi, boo. I miss y'all. Hey, y'all. Tanisha.
Hey,
And how's everything going?
great.
Moving. So, yep, Tanisha. I'm originally from Riverside, California, but I live out in Atlanta, and I've had the pleasure of just meeting Kathy on another set, who brought me to Mimi, who I just kept watching all the time, and everything just fell into place. And I couldn't ask to be a part of a better situation. It's just a beautiful crew, beautiful cast. Only set that I've been on in a long time where just everything is so seamless. Everybody from wardrobe to the makeup to drone flying over your head smoothly too. Cast members just knowing it was just a beautiful situation. And to find people of Mimi's past films on this set, and then to go back and look at the films. Wait a minute, was that the same character? That was that character? Wait, was that the same character? Oh my! Everybody just plays role. Never know who is who until you go back and look at it 2 or 3 times, because everybody plays their roles so well. The character development that everybody's doing is dope. So,
And I would say to, something Tanisha just mentioned, far as, the set, running smoothly and everything, a lot of that contributes to you guys. We also feed off of you guys' energy, what you guys bring to the table, being prepared, being on time, and on your craft. So if you guys know your stuff, it just makes everything flow. And you guys have y'all done that. So y'all make us look good and y'all make it easy for us. So thank you guys for being, wonderful.
Yeah, amazingly that. I'm gonna go to Sean Sinclair is on there next. Hold up, Andre, can you talk now?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead
Ah,
and
there we
do
go.
the Yay!
Hey, yeah, I said, let me see if I can get rid of one of these screens. Look, old man in technology,
Work it out.
Yeah, my name is Andre Hall. I'm an actor originally from Washington, D.C. I've been in Atlanta for 5.5, almost 6 years. And first off, let me ask, Bridget, did I hear you say you used to be a police officer?
Yes, for Cobb County.
I did not
Cobb
know
County.
that.
that's fire.
Wow.
How
I
Who did you work for?
DC. I was a sergeant in DC for 28 years.
Hey, I don't know this, but Bridget wrote me a ticket like 20 years ago.
Who did? Oh, Bridget.
I'm just joking.
And she never forgot it. No, I'm joking.
Oh man, that's so dope.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, I auditioned for Keeping Secrets, and thankfully, Mimi and Kathy cast me in the role as the captain. And I have to say that I've been on a lot of sets, and they are top flight. I love working with you guys. I've been on some sets that were just amazing, and then I've been on some sets that weren't so, it wasn't so amazing.
Oh yeah.
And I love working with you guys. I do. And I love the concept of how you guys are like a family. I really appreciate that. And that's it.
No, that's awesome because we work hard to make everything nice. I have been in this industry for a while, and I have been on some terrible sets with a lot of money, and I have been on some other sets that had a lot of money and they were really nice. So coming together, one of the big things that we pride ourselves on is organization. Organization is paramount in having a smooth set, and treating everybody across the board fair. I don't care if your background I don't care if you're a PA. Treating everybody like they're important is also big, and I think that that makes a difference. Because nobody's going to step on the set and feel like they've been treated poorly. I hope not. Now, if you messing up, you gonna know. But
Like not knowing what
For sure.
outfit you're supposed to have on.
yeah, not knowing what wardrobe you're gonna have on Bridget. I ain't saying no names, but Bridget Bentley. But but stuff like that. But it's all good. We may fuss, but then we gonna turn around what you want to eat at the same time. So it's all in love. Okay, we're gonna passing the stage to Sean. Or you got something to say, Kathy?
Before Sean starts, I would just say, when Mimi and I started working together, that was one of the things that she expressed to me, that she needed to make sure her cast and crew felt comfortable and at home. So it was very important, for you guys to have decent meals, why there's always a lot of crafty, just those things that were important to her, because she felt that when she was on set. So that's why when you come, we try to make sure you guys have decent meals and a lot of stuff, because we also know that help,
telling you.
with what you guys have to do. So kudos.
Yeah, I don't want y'all showing up for hot dogs and Cheetos. Look, it has happened.
Cheese balls.
It has happened to me on $1 million sets, and I have, there have been shows where I have worked on, television shows, and out of 8 episodes, let me see, I was there for 7 of them, and every time I stepped on set, I was made to feel like I did not belong. So I want everybody to feel like they belong, when they show up for us, which is probably why when some people show up, they get confused on me being the director, because I'm speaking to them as they're coming in the door. So, people get a little sidestep there, but it's great. Okay, we're gonna pass on. See if you can send Paris the link.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm here.
Can I just add, while y'all are looking for that link, that I've been on a lot of big sets, Shazam, Spider-Man, Bad Boys, and let me tell you that the food is good on our sets. Everything is run smoothly, and sometimes even the biggest sets, they're chaotic. So
the organization is key.
Yeah, been on Tyler Perry, and there's nothing when we get on our sets. I love that there's not a hierarchy as far as how people are treated. And when you get on other sets, it's a hierarchy, and you see it the moment you step on set. As far as where you fall into that tree of BG, stand-in, stunts, lead actor. But you don't see that on our sets, and I love it because we can create better because we get along so well.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's why Paris said every set just don't feed you pizza.
Look,
I was elevated on keeping secrets from background to a line. And I keep coming back. And because first of all, you hire me, but second of all, I keep coming back because we are family.
You know what? I forgot that you were that you were BG, and it was so crazy because we needed at the house, and I remember Terry saying, I think that he can pull this off, and I remember going into the room, and into the back room, and I was like, hey, I think you can do this, and then it's like 3 pages. Here you go, figured it out. And I walked away.
Here you go. You got 10 minutes.
And I never knew, man. I never knew. I thought you auditioned for the role because you were in that scene with me so well.
But he when we did the club first, I just liked how when we paired him up with you, he just went right along with it because we knew we needed a background for that part right there, just to walk with you in. And and he was just so happy and thankful. you know, and he wasn't creepy. Like, even though we wanted him to the character to be creepy,
Well, the thing was,
he
the funny thing
wasn't
was about that
creepy.
scene, and Bridget, you remember this well. Here it is. I'm with the lead, one of the lead characters in the movie, if not the lead, and this is your damn movie. And I literally said that.
I remember.
I'm nobody, and coming into it, and I think that was probably the success of it at the
I
time.
remember my face when Mimi came and said, "Okay, we're gonna have him to do this," and I looked at the stuff and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, let's see what he can do." Because I'm thinking, "Oh my gosh, this man got to learn all of this."
But Terry was right there, just grinning, like, yeah, he can do it. I'm like, all right, y'all figure it out. I'm gone. I got to get back on camera. So I mean, but you came and you did a great job. It's one of my one of the funnest scenes, up in the house with that interaction with Bridget and with Zaire and you on that couch. It's a great scene. And then like Sean comes in and takes the other seat. It's so dynamic in that shot. It's a lot going on. And you handled it very well to have only seen the script 10-15 minutes beforehand for that scene. So you did a great job.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And thank you for coming back, for Fracture. Thank you for continuous to show up and come back. And for
like I said, I mean it, and I mean it sincerely. I'm happy to come back anytime, and I'm now working with friends, and that means a lot to me.
And it means a lot to us as well, because for Fracture, for those who had to watch Fracture, he got tossed. I mean, we knew what we wanted him to do,
Right.
but he still got tossed it right in there, as well. And when you're asking, someone, hey, you think you could pull this stunt off? I mean, we have a great stunt team, there for safety, of course. Marion helps us out with that as well. But the fact that you trust us enough, to go through and do some of these things, it's amazing, trying something new and all that. So we definitely appreciate you. Let me get back to these introductions and then we can round robin it a little bit more. So Sean, then Terry, and Allison. Okay.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Sean Sinclair. Sometime actor, but it's my actor. Writer, producer, director. Wherever I get in where I fit in. Wherever the team needs me is where I'm at.
With a big smile.
Right. But tell us a little bit about you though. Like, because Sean is an author. He also owns a publishing company.
Yes.
He does a lot, so that people may not know that. So hey.
Right.
Okay.
Not just boss me around.
Right.
Okay, so I'm an author, 18 best-selling books, own Pen and Pen Publishing. To date, we published over 100 novels for others as well. Delve into the screen, so screenwriter, producer, director, all things art for the most part, right? Actor, sometimes actor, but I'm really focusing more so on the writing and directing now. In fact, I just put a few new books out though, yeah.
How'd you get here? How'd you meet us?
Oh man, so I actually published Kathy's book, Women on the Rise, some years ago. And of course, once you meet Kathy, you become a part of the family. She sees value in you, like she's with you. And we've been rocking ever since. I have huge trust issues, so it's not a lot of people I trust. So with the team, it means a lot that I call them family. You know what I mean? Every time they never disappoint.
Yeah, I remember when Kathy mentioned like you doing the books and everything. First I gave it a sideways glance because whole publishing company up over here, so she got the sideways glance at first.
Right.
But anyway, it was funny when she brought you up. I was like, that name sounds familiar. Then I looked at my bookshelf and I had some of your books.
Yeah, my book. Yeah.
That's what was even funnier, about it. I thought that was, really cool. I was like, okay, yeah, I look, I'm no longer mad because I purchased this man books.
I'm official now, right?
Yeah, so it's me. But once Kathy vouches for somebody,
yeah, Kathy definitely came in
1,000 times for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But look, I do want to say this though. I work with a lot of companies, right? And even, I'm not just saying this because this is a team. the way that the team runs the set so efficient. I've been on bigger sets as well, a lot more money, but it's nothing like this. I tell Kathy all the time, like, look, I'm amazed. I'm part of the team, but I'm still looking like, yo, this is super efficient. Everything run like a well-oiled machine, and it makes it easier for everyone else to do what they have to do. So kudos. I always say that because it's huge. Of course, you know, in this industry, it's huge to have a set that's ran so efficiently. That's a
Yeah,
superpower.
time is money. Time
Hey,
is money. Look
hey,
at it on the indie film set. We don't have a lot of it, so
And what do you
facts.
always say about time, Sean?
Time is money. Time is one thing we can't get back.
You can't beat time.
Yeah, it can't be time.
You know,
we
one thing I think is interesting is that I think that a lot of these big sets, like we were on, you know, Hunger Games, or we were on CW Network, or we were on, you know, any of these other things. Even when I was on Halloween, it was you can feel the money, and you can feel like they've got it, so they just burn it with being disorganized or being, you know, organized, but they know they have time. They can do 15 takes if they want. They can do, you know, they feel like they've got so much more leeway. And the fact that we, you know, you have this day between this time and this time to get this shot, so we're going to do it. And that makes us be so organized and run such a tight ship. And that's what they're so good at. It's like, we got to get this done.
Yes.
Yes, and we know sometimes people get frustrated, but if I feel like I have the shot, we're moving on. Because
Yeah.
I know when it comes to the edit, I know what I'm keeping and what I'm scrapping. So if I know for a fact that I'm keeping that shot, let's roll.
Yeah, and if
I
you,
don't wanna waste
that
your
means you
time.
got to be on your game. You got to be on your game. So that means every take, because you don't know which one is going to be the last one. So you got to bring it.
That's
True.
right. That's right. What did I tell you? Tell you, Tanisha, the other day? I said I ain't got time to be wasting my time with this 4K footage, burning up my drives.
Facts. And I think that comes with being prepared. You know, it's imperative that we all do our jobs. So the biggest thing an actor can do is be prepared. So
Yeah.
you never know which shot is there.
Yeah,
100%.
There's so much
That's-
art to it too, because I love the way Marion will take a character and listen. You better know your lines, and you better know the situation, because she's gonna take it off to a whole other base. And another thing, you better be ready, because Marion is the improv queen, and you better be ready.
I did not realize that was Marion behind the bar until I was like third watch, and I was like, "Is that Marion?"
That's because she kept changing her look too, which was hilarious. Every time in Keeping Secrets, every time you saw Marion, she had a completely different look.
Different
and so
hair.
that was the point, the chameleon back there. Yeah, so that was her each time with a different wig on, and had a lot of fun with it. I think every time the hair changed, the personality changed too.
Yes.
Yeah, so that, you know, that was one of those, Marion doing what she does, and she does.
Love
One of the great things about Marion is, like, you know, we do a lot of communication for the newer actors with us. If you have any questions about your character, reach out to me, because I like the different things that you guys bring, and I will tell you if it's working, or if it's not working. Try it like this. Marion does this a lot. She'll record herself on a video. Do you want this or do you want that? Regardless of your guys' audition tape. This is extra. Okay, we got Skynet working on my thing now, because I forgot I did a hand signal and now the camera's stop. Okay. I forgot. Certain hand signals makes the camera move.
Oh.
But, you know, doing those different things, you know, building her own backstory to some of the characters, all of that helps, because it may be things that, you know, I wrote it, but that doesn't mean I'm not open to change about what you need to build the character. And, you know, seeing it as you guys are working with everyone else, what I may have had in mind at the beginning versus once I put you guys together, it may not be working. So that changes. So you have to be open to change as well. And I love how you guys all change and adapt on the fly. Sometimes right there on set, when I'm like, let's do it a different way, you guys aren't thrown off. You roll right with it. But for the most part, you guys are so prepared that it doesn't matter, that something changed, especially when I throw a new person in like Matt Dorney, who wasn't even in in part of the acting team at first, but for him to get thrown in, that's a change for whoever else is there, in the scene, because he wasn't someone that you could speak to and act with before. So having to adjust to that, you guys are, awesome on the fly, or if a line changes or something like that, you guys are great at picking that up. So I'm going to jump on to Terry now.
There we go. I'm unmuted. Hey, everybody. Hi, family.
Hey.
So, what am I supposed to do? Introduce myself and how I met y'all?
Yeah. Introduce yourself and how you became part of this lovely team.
Yes. Well, I'm Terry Morales Davis. I am the costume designer. I had a background in apparel, textiles, and design, and started doing children's theater costuming when my kids started doing theater. At the same time, I started doing background work to just kind of get out of the house, and had done that for a long time. During that process, I made a very good friend, Greg Lockett. And yeah, Greg Lockett. So I kept telling him, I would watch the wardrobe department, which is try to pick up tips from them for my own theater work. And he and I would talk about just how we would like to get more on the crew side, because as somebody already mentioned, like there's a definite hierarchy in like the bigger productions when it comes to background actors, people, all that. And while it was fun, I really enjoyed the process. You could kind of tell that it was just a better fit, or I guess I'd say fit, but just a better respect level if you were on the crew side. So fast forward, I don't know how long Greg and I had been friends, but he got hired on to do wardrobe for another project. And then all of a sudden he was going to be doing casting for them. And he knew like that was just going to be a lot on his plate. And he called me and he's like, all right, I don't even know if they'll let me do this, but if they'll let me bring somebody on, are you in? And literally it was going to be start the next day. Didn't bat an eye, I'm in kind of thing. So we ended up working on a project, and that's when I met Mimi and Kathy, because they were both on the same project. And I will say this till the end of time. Greg Lockett didn't just open the door for me. He pulled me through the door, got me on that project. We were, really trying to work as a well-oiled machine. And there were a lot of times on that project, but we were like, you want to do this scene now? And wait, what? We're changing. And we would never give up. And I appreciate Greg's trust in me and building that team. And I see where he gets that from, because he's known Mimi for a long time, and Kathy. So we get through that project. I'm still doing children's theater, and Greg's like, hey, Mimi wants you on her next project. Well, Mimi didn't even stay on that first project for very long. For, I forget, medical reasons. I don't remember why she didn't stay through the whole project. Yeah, okay. That'll do it. But so I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay. And I think that's when I got brought on for Keeping Secrets. Been a part of the family ever since. I really appreciate what they allow me to do. Like when I get to do my job, I'm pretty good at it. They give me a lot to work with. I can send notes. Hey, this is what I'm thinking. And again, kind of that character development from wardrobe perspective. And I've really been able to kind of grow that process, which is a great blessing for me. And I do want to speak to bring in Matt Dorney on. So that big first scene we do at the club, and I was helping because Greg was supposed to be doing wardrobe casting for that, and then unfortunately he passed away. So I kind of joined forces with Brittany in getting folks in, and I'm very particular as to who I will refer to a set, because I know my name is going to be attached to them. Like, oh, who brought this person on? So I was very select in who I said, hey guys, we need this look, we need men, whatever. Matt was one of them. Scott Burkholder was another. And of course, Brittany knew them too, because she's done casting for a long time. But it's amazing to me that those guys that I trusted really kind of stepped up and have done so well and just joined right in that family. But again, I was very protective. I'm like, okay. And I didn't know Matt really, really well, but I knew other folks who knew him really well. So between the two, I knew he would he would be a good fit, at least for the background thing. And I knew he really had potential to do more. And here he is on his second film? I don't remember what you're on. This is our second film with you.
Yeah,
No,
I think
third.
we
This will
started
be
off
third.
with
Number 3
Yeah,
next month.
Yep. So
Number 3 next month. I
Yeah.
want to speak on Terry being brought to us.
Yes.
Greg was my other best friend. So I feel like he knew something was wrong and that we needed another kind person that would be able to step in and fill his shoes when he no longer could. So him bringing Terry on Lady Makers, it was, so funny. It's funny because I switched offices. I gave Greg my front office because Greg is such a friendly person, and that front office was right by the door. So he can sit there and greet everyone that came in. And so for me, because I was the UPM and the first AD on that production, I could not do all of that greeting. So I gave him my bigger office and I moved to a smaller office next to Kathy.
I was getting ready to say that's the real reason. We just wanted to.
But it was true because I was not greeting anyone. I was too busy and working on that production and still working on my master's at the time too. So I needed that in between time to finish up those papers I was working on. So switching with Greg, and then Greg was like, do you mind if I bring someone on? And I was like, well, Greg already knows how we are because he has brought other background on set and 2 seconds later have walked him right back off a set. So he knows how we are and what we will deal with and what we won't deal with. So when he was like, I'm gonna bring, Terry on, and I'm like, well, okay. And from the instant that I met her, that smiling face, that great energy.
And don't forget the chocolates.
The candy.
Look, that I can eat. So yeah, when she brings the wonderful chocolates, but when I went in, like, I didn't have a chance right away when she came in the building. But by the time I got over there, she was already at the sewing machine, just looked up over those glasses. Hey! So it was so wonderful. Oh yeah, me and I forgot it starts going crazy. Yeah,
It's like,
yeah, it'll start. But I know how to stop it. Just hold your hand up and it'll stop again, moving around. But that is so great. So we're very thankful for that addition. Like,
and
film mama.
And I would add, Terry, you also, a lot of times I'm told I'm the peacemaker, but you bring such a peace to set that everyone needs. And I love that about you. And I will always have your back to that because you are, from me running across the hall to say, hey, Terry, this, and you're in there ironing, you're in your own little world. Get it done, and you get it done with a professional. You're just happy, and you bring that to set. So I just want to personally say thank you for being you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You know what's funny? I think the theater background helps you put out fires.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because theater, you get one chance, right? Like if we blow something on a take, because that was whatever, we can fix it. I can't do that on theater. So yeah, you're right. That does probably help a lot. Well, I'm just really appreciative to be brought on the team and to see it grow and to see all the new levels and success that I say we, but really it's Mimi and Kathy. But I'm appreciative that we get to be a part of it.
And I'll say,
love it. Oh Lord. Okay, so now
I'll drop in a quick Terry story. She's also a really good script supervisor because I saw her working on a different project outside of that.
I forgot to say, I went to Western Illinois University, which was in the same conference as Indiana and Bradley. So just had to throw that out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I ran at Western many times.
Yep. Go Leathernecks.
Right. Okay, Allison, she been waiting for this moment all her life. She been waiting. Come on, Allison, bring it.
Been waiting for this. First of all, let me mute my setup. Anyway, so I want to say this. First of all, I'm gonna give you a little history. Sean, come, you on camera? All right, cool. Sean, I met you back in 2021, and you signed this book for me. I bought this book from you in 2021. I met you at one of Kathy's. We had it was at the you know what I'm talking about, where we met, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Fast forward to last year.
yeah,
You signed another one for me.
yeah.
I wanted to say that, you know, I really appreciate you. I didn't know that when I met you that we would be working together the way that we are. And these
Right.
books, as you see, they're pristine for a reason.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
I'm not one to open books that I want to keep forever. And you
Man.
signed these for me. So I want you to know that when I went off camera, I walked back there because they're on my bookshelf of all the books that I love to look at and read. Okay.
Thank you.
You're on
I
the
have
shelf
part
with
two
Tim
coming
Cook's,
out too.
Tim Cook's book. Okay. Just so you know, I have a pristine collection of Tim Cook's book that he released last year, and your books are right next to his. And the only difference between yours and his is his came in a box, but his didn't get opened either. Remember that. Terry,
Thank you.
Terry, you my set mama. You already know.
Yeah.
When I see you, you owe me like how many times, how long we've been separated? I need all my hugs from every day that we haven't seen each other. So get them arms ready. Mimi, now that I'm ready, now what do you need to know from me?
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Tell us a little bit more, Allison. What you
Your
do,
background,
and
yeah, what
how
you do.
met us.
Yeah.
Oh, so I met, dang, it's echoing again. I met, I started out meeting Kathy, 4 years ago? I met her through another individual. And ever since then, Kathy has always said to me that, you know, I see something in you and I'm going to take you with you. I'm going to take you with me and I'm going to build your portfolio. And ever since then, she's been doing just that. And she introduced me to Mimi.
Wow.
And now I have an extended AFM family because of one solid connection that I made when I first got started. And if you guys don't know my history, I actually started out as a photographer. And then I moved over to videography. And then, I moved into drones first. And then I came over to videography, which, you know, I'm expanding now as we speak. But this year marks my 5th year in business. And the things that I've done in 5 years, you know, people dream about. And, you know, I'm just forever grateful for every opportunity that I'm given and the people that I get to touch along the way. That's what it's all about. It's about leaving your legacy behind so that even when you're gone in a physical form, people can still think about you.
That's right.
Awesome.
I was running behind Kathy doing videos, and
You hear that running behind?
because I don't like being on camera that much. But I was running behind Kathy catching video coverage, and Allison was right there taking photos, and we used to just sit there and laugh and giggle all behind the scenes, you know, building up, you know, that bond years ago. So, you know, it is great to go from, you know, seeing the beginnings of everything to where we are now. So speaking of the beginnings of things, I'm gonna circle back around to them beginning people. So Marion, so since you were there for the original Domestic Seduction, which got rewritten, revised, everything done to it to become this amazing Keeping Secrets. How did that feel when you got the new script when you already kind of knew the story?
I thought that the additional twists and turns and the way that it was changed in some ways, some scenes were the same. I still remember my lines from the first time. And then there was when things would change and things would shift for the times or for, you know, whatever reasons you had for making the changes that you did for the script to enhance it. I thought that it was the script had more depth. I thought that it had more facets of interest. And I really thought that it was going to be a different challenge for me because it was round 2 for me. And I wanted to bring something even more than I did the first time. And some of it was a little bit more disturbing, but I wanted to, I saw it as a chance to try to not just one up what I did the first time around, but to be an even better team player on it, I guess, because I was interacting with a couple of different people, and I wanted to see if I could be better the second time around for the experience, not only for the script, for the plot, for the character, but I thought that it was really cool to see how the script evolved.
Okay. What about just coming to set the second time? Was that
Oh,
a difference for you? Like, the script cool, but
yep. Oh my gosh. The locations.
Yeah.
We used the house for so many of the locations the first time around, and the second time around, I was like, wow, where am I? What? This is oh my gosh, how do we get this place? Oh my God, wow, really? So that was really cool change.
One of my other ride or dies from the beginning is with us now. Paris, can you please introduce yourself? And how did we meet you?
Yes.
Hey, everybody. Everybody looks amazing. So my name is Paris Taylor. I forget that because I just got married. For real, I forget it. But Mimi and I met, I don't even know how many years ago. I think she had just moved here and she came to one of my karaoke shows, and we've been friends ever since. And I mean, really, really great friends. So I was there from the beginning, from her very first movie. I think I was the what was I? The caterer?
Yes, you were the caterer for Donors, the web series. You were the
Yes.
caterer. You were an actress. You were helping with everything that we could think of. You were like, I got it. And my friend Paris is a little scary cat, but
Yeah.
she still got out there and did the role. It was so funny for the web series. We did not tell her what we needed her to do. I was like, girl, just walk down the street. Just walk down the street. She was like, are you sure? I'm like, nothing's going to happen to you. We lied. But it was just so funny. Reactions for real. For the web series, she's walking and she's dropping her keys because she is so terrified. And literally, it's just us on camera following behind her. But it was nighttime and she had no clue what was going to happen. But when she got into the car, that's when it was really funny because something did happen. But we kept telling her, oh, no, it's good. But she didn't know the guy was in the car. So that was, it was so funny. She's such a team player. Even being scared of horror films and stuff, the fact that she still was like, you know what? I'm scared, but I'm still going to do it. To me, that just speaks volumes that she just wanted to make sure that the project got done. So I want to thank her for that. And, the web series was way back in 2015. So I want to ask you the same question that I asked Marion. From seeing how we had to film things back in 2015 to where we are now, what are your thoughts on that?
So I'll compare how we filmed things back then was probably like McDonald's, and now we're like Chick-fil-A. Okay. So I mean, we got it. We got it in the mud. Y'all just don't understand. Like, for real. Like, we grind. And not only that, I love telling the story because I remember when we were on set, Mimi was working with, I think it was a couple or whatever, and they pretty much fed off of whatever she did. They were like a sponge. They watched everything that she'd done, and then they came back and stole all of her equipment. So she had nothing. And so she had to build from the ground up. They stole everything, cameras, equipment, anything you could think of, they stole. So when I look at you, and not only you, just you and Kathy, to me, I mean, I always compare you guys to the Detroit era of independent films. You guys are amazing. I don't even think that you guys know how amazing you are because you have opened up doors for so many. Even for me, I didn't even know what I was doing. It was we were on set, a Fracture, and Sean said, Slate. And I'm like, why is he calling me this? Who the heck is Slate? I know he didn't just call me this. but I didn't know what it was. And he was like, I said, why do you keep calling? He was like, you are Slate, right? And so I had to go ask someone, what is a slate? And so then I understood what it was. So the point I'm trying to make is I had no background experience thus far, and you took me under your wings, you and Kathy, and you gave me an opportunity, and now it's just embedded in me. And I love helping people. I love when people are on the set and they feel comfortable. And this set right here, when you're around the right people at the right time, you want to keep them connected, because those are the core people that's going to help not only you guys get to the top, but all of us get to the top. So I just want to say thank you. And Terry, thank you for doing my wedding dress.
Yes, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
You're welcome.
Beautiful. That was, yeah.
Well, I would just say, Paris, you have been a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And Sean could attest. I hate, you were getting married, but we wanted you when we were filming on his set because I was comfortable and I knew I wouldn't have to worry. And that's
Yeah,
big
makes
for
a big
me
difference.
when we don't have to worry about things and the people who are around us. And I just want to say, having you around, we've been around each other for years, just during the karaoke's, Leo,
Correct.
Mimi, but I didn't really get a chance to even really know you until we were on set, even though I knew you. You've always done the music for us at other premiere, so you've always even been around, but it's been a fun just to see you, for you, in this this realm of just doing these projects with you. So I really just want to say thank you, and just know
Thank
that
you.
we really appreciate you, and I admire you stepping up to the plate,
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Did she mention that she DJ?
Oh, I didn't. I am a DJ of 13 years,
Wow.
a massive entrepreneur. So, yeah, if y'all need me to do any divorce parties, bar mitzvahs, hit me up.
The divorce parties and bar mitzvahs. I love it. But no, Paris is amazing as a DJ. Just like when I moved down here, I wasn't even here for a week, and in my head, I was like, I went to this karaoke place because I was like, I wasn't sure about taking that big leap and leaving everything that I knew behind. I had just got out of the army at that time, 1 week fresh out of the army, moved to a whole, I have lived in many different cities, but it's a difference between when you're moving to a city by yourself and not staying on a base or staying close to your family and whatnot, and moving to a whole new city. So I was like, you know what? I need to just go out, and see if I can meet people. And so the fact that I went out the next week and I met a friend that was it was December of 2013, and meeting a friend for life, that is like insane.
Yes. Yes.
And we all know
Can I
about
say one more thing?
Yes, ma'am.
So working with Mimi was I was nervous. I literally prayed about it the entire week before I got on set, because when you're working with a friend, it's a little bit different. I've been on set from day one, and I see how she gets down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen her kick people off sets. I've seen her take them outside and cuss them out. And so I was really nervous because I'm like, please don't let this end our friendship. So I'm trying to do everything. And then Kathy, she don't play either. Kathy sit over there and look innocent, and she don't play either. Like, she'll be in the background cussing you out. And before you know it, you don't have a job. So I was kind of nervous to work with them. Yes, ma'am. I was kind of nervous to work with them because I'm like, I don't want this to end our friendship. So when if you probably seen them, I was probably whatever I had to do for them, and then I would run on the other side because I'm like, please don't let me get cussed out, please. So that was my fear on the set, but it all worked out. So thank you guys, and thank you to the cast for being so kind and so amazing. I appreciate it.
Man, let me tell y'all something real quick. I was on set with Kathy, keeping secrets, and Kathy got me. I moved one prop. I didn't realize how important that prop was until that day. Because I moved that prop, And when I tell you, Kathy, oh my God, I was so good. I was like, I will never, ever again in my life touch a prop.
I'm ask, is this trash a prop, Kathy? Look at
Is my car a prop before I leave? Because I'm gonna go.
that's, the
Right.
quiet
And
stuff.
I was about to say, and we all know about Mimi and her karaoke. So
That's
She takes it very serious.
I'm
You
serious
know,
about.
but you bring your A game though, you won't hear a word. If you bring your A game, know your lines, be where you're supposed to be, at the time you're supposed to be there, it's everything is lovely. So
Well, you can be guilty by association. So that's why I try to just stay by myself because I don't want to be around nobody to get cussed out.
Yo, because
I keep my job.
So it's funny in keeping secrets. I was like, I want my own section. Like I had my own vision. And then when I saw that I didn't have the same liquor that the other section had, and I went and got it, life changed.
But here's the thing though. When we have our, our table reads and everything, we tell you everything that we expect from you at the table read or through other conversations. And I tell you at the table read, I'm a cusser. So if you mess up, that means you're gonna get cussed out. But the truth of the matter is, if we're, we hold ourselves at such high standards and we do so much in preparation. So when we give you all the tools that you need and you're sitting there with the sides in your hand and you come over to me and you ask me where we're at, that means you weren't paying attention. That means you absolutely weren't paying attention. And two, why are you asking me? All these other people, you guys, anybody else don't come to me. And so that people have to also understand we're doing so many jobs on set. I'm the writer, director, producer. I'm running camera. I'm, most of the time I'm my own first AD. We're doing so much and wearing so many hats. So if you're over there being silly and over there asking me when is lunch, come on now. You just want some attention from me. That's
or if somebody comes in and calls you the secretary or something, or being rude.
This is what on Faded Reunion, we were doing a scene and I was sitting at the receptionist desk because I had my tablet down. So, and Boise had the camera, we were handheld, and I had the tablet down. So I was watching on the screen, but also being in the scene too. Some background person cut in between the scene. And I was like, hey, how you doing? And they looked at me like I was nobody. I'm here to see Greg Lockett. I said, okay. Let me take you to Greg. And I walked her to the back of the studio to meet Greg. And soon as Greg saw that I was walking someone back there, he already knew. I let him have it. And I said, here you go. Greg was like, Greg tried to introduce her to me. I was like, nah, I'm good. I returned to what I was doing. 2 seconds later, Greg walked her right on back out the building. But we don't play. But even on Keeping Secrets, it was funny on Keeping Secrets when we were at the club. And you know how the grip team, they moved the cameras to the location. But I'm setting up, I got behind and I was setting up my shot, and I kept hearing this, ooh, behind me, you're gonna get in trouble. And one of the background tapped me on my shoulder, and they were like, he not gonna like you messing with his camera. And I'm like, who's not gonna like me messing with the camera? So I continued to set up my shot. And so, I turned back around and I said, who's not gonna like me on the camera? And the girl, she says, him. And she's pointing, and it's Travis. And I said, Travis, come here. And I said, so apparently I'm about to get in trouble for messing with your camera, right? And he fell out laughing. He was like, "That's the director. She could do what she want to do. She paying me." And he walked off because Travis didn't know if it was a setup for him to get cussed out or what. I'm not in it.
We be afraid we gonna get cussed out, child.
Right. But it's funny to know the girl actually ended up being really, really lovely. And she ended up being in the scene, actually doing Bridget's makeup, being the MUA in the scene. That's who it ended up being. She was so lovely, but it's just, that you just never know who is who, so you shouldn't assume. But it was just so funny that that they were like right over my back, like, oh, she's gonna get in trouble, but I ended up having to have all of the background move because I could not function, because once they then learned that I was actually the director, it was like worse having everybody sit there and just stare. It was like that uncomfortableness of everybody watching every move at that point. So I had to have the background to completely move to the opposite end because it was so crazy. But it's also very telling of how few Black women directors there are in the industry.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
That they could not even though they were Black women themselves, the fact that they could not see me, there was no way that I could have been the director, and that there were going to be some repercussions for me touching my camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd like to bring up one particular table read where a big decision had to be made because somebody who was cast for a rather large part turned out to not be necessarily the best for that part.
Yes.
And there was a lot of who are you kind of looks and assumptions made in that table read. And it was really amazing, I'll say, when I spoke to Mimi at the end, and it's like, did you see what I saw? Was that really what just happened? So if you want to take that one,
yeah, well, we had the table read for Faded Reunion. It was, COVID, so it was on Zoom. We're getting on, people meeting with us, and we realized that the person for this role, the role required somebody who actually spoke Spanish, number one. Mm-hmm. This person, she did excellent on her video audition, but this is also why we had the table read, so I can see the real you. She did excellent on that audition. She learned Spanish for that, but this person did not know a lick of Spanish. And it was obvious when we did the table read, because I think she thought those sides were it for that character. So when we actually did it, and that's the other thing too, she didn't bother to read the script, even though, for our table reads, I send those scripts out well in advance to everyone, no matter how small your role is, everyone gets the script. And this person did not prepare. And so
you could have pulled it off.
Yeah, but she didn't know. And I corrected her. What a lot of people also don't know about me, I know 3 languages. And so I corrected some of her Spanish. And she was like, my friend told me this is how you say it. And I was like, well, I'm the person that wrote it. So whatever. So we replaced her. I replaced her on the Zoom call with another character that was waiting. The other person was waiting. I replaced her immediately and pulled the other person up and auditioned dead in her face. And she killed it because I did not play. But I could take it back to Domestic Seduction. Our lead on Domestic Seduction, I rewrote the script in her face, because that's one thing about us. If you want to play, we could play.
Yep.
She felt like, she could show up when she wanted to and she could leave when she wanted to. So, one day she told me she needed to leave early after she had to set. I said, hold on, let me talk to the writer, director, and producer. Oh, that's me, right? That's me. Give me 2 seconds. I said, hand me my book, my script, my book, my notes. I took the script, rewrote the entire script, told her she could leave, put her wig on, did her stuff. I rewrote it. I made, because Hunter wasn't the lead at that time, but I rewrote it and just had over my shoulder of Hunter talking to me as if I was her. You can leave. Because one thing you will not do on any of our sets is disrespect anyone. If you are a problem, the problem will be removed. We can't allow ourselves to have that. And what does that say about us if you have someone on the set that's disrespecting everyone? She was completely disrespecting our male lead at the time. Right in the middle of the scenes, if the camera wasn't on her, she was on her phone scrolling through text messages and stuff like that. So it threw him off.
It affects everyone
Everything.
else.
Yeah.
When, everybody's not on point. And
we've got rid of people at table reads too. Another person.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, we're having a table read and they're disinterested. They're literally like this. Let me get while the table read is going on. And it's like, and the crazy thing, so let me just say this to everyone. Mimi and I talk every single day. So
50 times a day.
Just because y'all may not hear from me or vice versa, we are talking about everything that's going on that we have. So, I mean, literally, we're in the table read texting each other like and sending pictures. Do you see this? Like
sending pictures of the person. In the middle of the table read, watching them, catching them doing it. It's different. We clearly know, like, because Marianne is great at having her script and everything on it. On her phone, we can tell when you're reading the script and following along versus you on social media.
Right.
We can absolutely tell with that. So, like I said, the
extra self.
Yeah.
So
she removed herself, and we have no problem doing, like, if you do these things in front of everyone, I'm not gonna wait for everyone that you did it in front to leave before we correct the problem. I've always been taught, where you show up at is where I show out at.
No.
So that's that. So, but that is, not to speak negatively of anyone, is to speak highly of you guys, that
we respect
the professionalism that you all bring and stuff like that. And when you sit there and watch, in the middle of the sets, and sometimes, even when I'm tired and I'm worn out and everything like that, even the care that you guys give back to me as well. When you guys realize, like, if you need more time to get your scene together, to give me a break, I appreciate that sometimes, because I know, like, especially for Marianne, I know Marianne knows her lines. So when she sits there and be like, I need a little more time, I know it's a lie. I know it's for her to give me a break, because Marianne always knows her lines and everybody else's.
Yes.
Yes. So
As you should. As you should.
Then I self-check myself, like, I do need a break, don't I? I do need to sit down a second.
Yeah.
Because it does become a lot directing and holding the camera, especially on the days that I'm going handheld.
Right.
Those handheld days are very, very heavy. And so, I appreciate the care that you guys have. I know when we were at the warehouse filming Fractured
Paris.
Yeah, Paris. That when I was holding that the camera, and all of a sudden I was overheating, and I didn't know I was overheating. And next thing I know, that ice pack hit my back. And I was like, wow, like, you guys are really paying attention.
And it was a
to
whole
us
moment
as
for
well.
her.
Yeah, that was a realization that up until that moment, the people that were there before you had never done that.
I want to
And
add.
that was like a wow moment to me. And of course, when I'm getting in these crazy angles and Mary is behind there holding me, because I want to do back bends to get a camera angle and stuff like that. Like, I'm used to her doing that to protect me that way. But for somebody to care enough to bring me water, bring me ice, like, I didn't have to constantly say, hey guys, I need this. You're realizing I'm on camera this whole time.
Right.
And that's just the extra care, and the care that you guys have for each other as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't go without being noticed. We talk about those things later on. Did you see that? It means a lot to us. We may not always say it, but it always means a lot. And Andre, I want to even say this: when we were at the studio and you were the captain, when I was like, anytime I say just give me a little something extra, when I say action and I just give me something extra, you jump right in and it fits. It fits what we're doing before we get to your actual line. Like the fact that you get it, I'm gonna tell you now, not every actor gets that. If it's not on that paper, they cannot remove outside that box, or they'll start talking about something that has nothing to do with the film.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
great.
want
wanna
to secret before you start. Even Andre, a lot of times what you don't know is, I'll say this, even if there may not be a direct spot for you, but trust me, we're thinking about you and how to fit you into things because we just believe in you that much and we appreciate what you bring to the table. So sometimes even if you guys are not casted in every single thing, a lot of times we're thinking about all of you and where we can put you guys, and if it's not this or somewhere else, but just know we're always thinking about that. So when you guys are on set and doing your best, we do see it, even if it's starting off a small role, or Allison appreciating you when we say, hey, Allison, I need this from you. And you're saying, hey, Kathy, whatever you need, I got you. Stuff doesn't go unnoticed. And we're always trying to find a space and provide. So I do want to I know he's not on here, but even like Derek Cakes Delight, Derek, whatever I need, whenever we're filming, he was like, I got you. What do you need? Because for me, I'm always trying to bring people on and, give them an opportunity. But it's for you guys to take that. And you guys have done that so well. And never, because I'll tell you, Mimi is crazy about me. So she will chop someone up. And I've never felt any disrespect or any of that from any of you guys. And it is a pleasure because a lot of times, yes, I'm in the background, and Mimi, a lot of times, because she is the writer, the producer, the camera op, she everything, that sometimes I fall to the back, but y'all don't understand a lot of the stuff that we're doing behind the scenes that you guys don't see that I'm doing. So she gets real defensive and territorial when anyone comes at me, because you guys may not see all of the behind the scenes that each of us do. So I just want you to know, I appreciate her for having my back, and I want to make sure we have you guys back.
I want to piggyback off something real quick.
Matt.
Oh,
Let me I gotta swap because we can only have 10 people at the studio. Now, I'm gonna swap you out for, I think Boise is in the Boise is waiting, so I'm gonna swap you out. Okay.
Hey,
That's fine.
hey,
Mimi.
Mimi.
Step out so he can step in, okay?
Mimi, I'm gonna step out too because I'm supposed to be in the meeting, but I wanted to be on with you guys.
Oh, go ahead. Okay, well, Matt, you can stay there. All right.
Matt, you can stay.
no,
All right, guys, love you guys.
He lives to talk again.
listen, while we do this transition, I want to say something. Right? I gotta drop this volume down again. So it's all about family, man. And when you say, that ice pack came out of nowhere or the water bottle came out of nowhere, it's because you built a family and we understand each other. And with that, I don't care who it is on set. If I see you sweating, turn off and you
You
walk.
got two devices on?
Yeah, I got. I don't know what I got going on.
One of them you gotta mute. It's terrible. Yeah, I'm trying to let him.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now there's a mute on the bottom of the screen. Just hit one of those.
No. So I was actually watching us while I was on live with us, so that's probably why there was an echo, because I'm a support regardless. I have enough monitors. I can run enough. That's what I'm doing over here. I'm actually working while I'm talking to y'all. But what I was saying is when you build a family and we all come in and we do all this together, we're always gonna look out for each other no matter what. Everybody in this room right now is family to me. So, like I tell people, if you need me for something, all you gotta do is say it. Keeping secrets, like Mimi said, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. You know, when they came to me and Bridget, you know this part because we shot it together. If you're still in here, but I was sitting minding my own business, waiting on someone to say to me, "Hey, Allison, we need you to take a picture," or even if that need to be done. You know, when you say quiet on the set, it's quiet on the set. I'm off in the corner on my iPad with my headphones in listening. But when you guys come to me and say, "Hey, I need you to do this," that's all you got to say to me, right? You guys trust me, right? Just like I trust you guys. So this is a family for me. So I just wanted to say that. I appreciate everybody that's here. I'm probably going to have to drop off because my mom's in town and I'm going to go spend some time with her. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for the opportunity that you guys giving me, and continue to bring to me. And I speak nothing but greatness into you guys. Mimi, Kathy, you're going to start getting up early because you got to get on one of them conference calls that I give in the morning. But I just want you guys to know, like I said, you guys are very important to me, and nothing but the best to every one of you.
Hey, thank you.
Love you.
Yeah. Hey, we have a new addition. We have Craig.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Yes. So, Craig, you know, since you are new to the stage, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Oh, sure. Thanks. My name's Craig Kelly. Very fortunate with, you know, Mimi and Kathy and, you know, Tasha all, you know, get me in there. And it was great. Everyone, you know, I loved every minute of it. Everyone kept confusing me for Patrick, which is probably why I'm now.
Look, this is hilarious.
Ancestry. So,
oh, there he is.
There he is. Yeah, we got confused for one another. Like everyone kept calling me him, so it kind of seemed to work out here. Now I've been doing acting for a little bit though. I was former military as well. Trying to follow in Mimi's footsteps there. Try to grow up to be like her. You know, so, but I appreciate everyone. Working with Miriam was also amazing. You know, it's what's written is not always what's going to come out, but you know, you just roll with it, and it's going to be great. So I appreciate it. It's always fun, always learning. So I appreciate the opportunities you guys are giving us.
Yeah, we look for if there is any opportunity to, you know, enhance the scene anyway that I see that you guys are doing. I'm just glad, you know, because sometimes when I actually get behind the camera, that creative side just kicks in, and you know, it changes, you know, what I was written. So the way that, you know, I told everyone else earlier, the way that you guys can adapt to that and just roll with it, you know, is amazing, and I appreciate that. I'm gonna go ahead and let Patrick introduce himself now too. Hey, Patrick.
How's it going, guys?
Hey.
I appreciate you letting me be here as always. It's so good to see you guys. What's up, my twin? How you doing?
What's going on, brother?
Yeah, that was a funny time being on Fractured with you guys, and everybody thought he was me. I was like, did I just get replaced? Is that what happens?
No.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be here. It's good to see you guys. Always appreciate the opportunities. It's been so fun watching everybody grow and being able to be a part of it. Thank you.
How did you get your start with us? You know, we're trying to let the people know.
Yeah. So originally, I was. I think Bridget was the reason originally, because I worked with her when I first started acting back in 2016, and then she said that she had a part, and that was. That's when she was originally doing the interrogation. That was it. That's how I met you guys.
Yeah.
It was the interrogation. Yeah. So yeah, that was a detective role, which was a lot of fun. That was the first time that I ever got to do anything on camera with actual lines. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Wow, we definitely didn't know that was like your first time. You did great for that. You know, Interrogation was a short film that Bridget had written, and we filmed it for her over at the studio. So yeah, we had a lot of fun today. And Patrick, we definitely could not tell that was your first time running lines.
It was so fun. It was very comfortable having, you know, you guys walk me through a lot of the stuff, and just the sense of feeling like I wasn't nervous at all the whole time. You guys made it a very comfortable environment to be in. So I was very appreciative of that too. And from there, I was just able to keep going. And then, you know, I had an agent who actually got me on Keeping Secrets with you guys, and I didn't even know it was you until I auditioned.
Yeah, I mean, that's what was that was the most hilarious thing to me. And I thought it was you know, not that you couldn't have an agent, but that I got this agent submission. I was like, okay, I'll play along. I thought it was a joke, at first that we got it, through an agent.
Right.
Because that was crazy. But the funny thing is, too, for Bridget, for Keeping Secrets, the agent submitted her, too. That was even funnier. Her agent submitted her, but I had already booked her.
Wow.
So that was like the most hilarious thing. But for you, Patrick, I thought it was a joke. That the agent did it. I was like, okay, well, I'm like, why didn't you just reach out?
Right.
So it was just funny. I was like, okay, you trying to let us know that you're super serious.
Yeah.
I mean, but hey, go ahead, let's audition. Let's go for it.
Right. When I figured out it was you guys, I was like, there's no way.
And
So
Patrick,
she
I
didn't
will
know the
say,
interrogation either, so she was surprised.
and Patrick, I will say you have been super consistent.
Yes.
Even following us. When we post things and or if once we see you, we know that you're there. So sometimes we're doing a lot, so out of sight, out of mind. It's not necessarily, oh, I don't care or I forgot, but sometimes yes, and you've been consistent. So I always think about you. And then yes, when Tasha introduced Craig, I really was confused for a minute because I was like, I was asked Mimi what was who Craig, Patrick, Red. I didn't know. I was like, I'm so confused. Lord. So getting to know you guys has helped,
a lot. It helped a lot because we were I know for Keeping Secrets, that was like one of the things we wanted to fit Craig in as well, but we were like, we don't want people confused with Patrick. Like, how are we gonna make this work? And also what a lot of you guys, I mean, those who know me for a long time, especially Marion knows I'm already 5 films down the road. So when you guys do stay in constant communication with us, when you're liking our posts, when you're sharing our posts, when you're doing stuff like that, it means a lot because that keeps us thinking of you as well when we're thinking about these other projects. So how can we continue to keep having you on board with us if you can't even share the stuff that you're in with us or share anything that the team is a part of? Why would we continue to have people that aren't willing to even share part of the team? This is indie filmmaking, grassroots filmmaking. It takes all of us, and right now we're doing an awesome job because I want to reiterate, we are up on them top pages for Tubi. And we are in. Hold up, I have to pull up my photos that I've taken. Yeah, because we are all up top in Black independent cinema, thriller, first time on Tubi, Black cinema, recommended Black drama and drama category. So we are really doing our thing, and in order for us to continue filming, it's gonna take all of us, to go, because the money from the films helps to pay you guys. So that's how we keep it going. We don't have big investors. We're literally taking money that we get from our past film and roll it over for the current films. But
you might have to say that again so the people in the back can hear that.
Yes, the money that we get from these films, we take and we roll it over. Tasha's asking for the link in the email, girl. In the email that was sent to you.
It was in your email.
In the email, check email, Tasha. But that's the most the biggest part is that getting that extra promotion out there. For a lot of you guys that don't know, I was a best-selling author before this. I have 48 books. I had a lot of books that I ghost wrote and things like that. So while I am creating new films at the same time, I do have that backlog to pull from and write. And a lot of those scripts, they're already written. We're just, when we have the funding and we're looking at stuff, we just literally look at the stuff. Okay, what's the budget for this? Can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do this? So you guys, you don't know that. Like we already have stuff where Patrick and Craig are playing brothers.
Wow.
So it's a lot of things that happen. We plug you guys in in these things, but we just have to have, you or anybody else listening that wants to work with us. One thing I cannot stand, and I hope y'all hear me on this playback, do not reach out to me about being a part of our production if you are not supporting our production.
Come on now.
If you have not watched my films, why do you want to be in my films? That makes absolute zero sense to me. So now we have some new people to the stage, and I done got my lecture out the way.
And then I'll piggyback in a minute.
Yeah, let Boise introduce himself.
Yay!
What's going on, everybody?
Yes, okay.
I am Boise, the DP for Fracture, for Keeping Secrets, and for everything.
Surviving America, women on the rise. Yeah, there you go.
Yep, and knowing Mimi for a decade and Kathy for it's been half a decade, I guess. Kathy?
It's been a bit.
It's been more than that.
Okay, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. But just love seeing everybody grow, going from seeing the evolution from project to project. Looking forward to the next one and getting on down the line to the big one at the end of this year.
Yeah, that's gonna be insane. Like we, for those that don't know, that preparation, everything that we do is in preparation for Donors. Donors is my baby. It is a series, and it's gonna take a lot of work, and it's gonna take every single person to make it happen. Every single person. Be prepared. You will be in it, and you will be worked. This sounds crazy, don't it?
It's so important to support each other on films, and if there are other skills that you have, especially independent film where you're like, okay, well, I'm the actress, but if there are other ways to like contribute, I don't think, jump in if you can, jump in if you can. And I know, Mimi, you and Kat, they're big on us, focus on your lines, do this, make sure you got that part together. But I love the fact that that this is a family that makes you want to be a part in any way that you can. You just want to jump in and help because you see everybody else going in so hard. You see Mimi doing acrobats behind the camera, and then you see Kathy coming off set from being an actress designing. Everybody is doing different things, and I think it just makes it a beautiful situation when y'all can jump in and support each other on multi levels.
I got a question for you. Thank you, Tanisha. Yeah. I got a question for you, Boise. How was it from our first projects working together? And this is funny because me and Boise have also, ran, camera together on other people's sets and stuff like that too. So how is it going from our first stuff or working on other people's stuff versus working on where we are now?
How is it? Well, one thing is that it's less chaotic than other people's sets. that's consistent on so many sets, unfortunately. But we don't have that problem. You don't have that problem. Being OCD and all. But
right.
But beside that, just the creative process and being fluid and open ideas and not having tunnel vision. That's always a good feeling on set. Chemistry is always good. We can bump heads and still come back on the same page, the next scene, the next hour, the next day, whatever. So all that stuff is good.
So if y'all don't look for y'all, so I know sometimes y'all be looking at Boise like, dang, poor Boise. She should be fussing him. Boise is like my brother. We gonna fuss, we gonna fight, we gonna do, all of that.
And it's all love.
It's all love, and it's all about, sometimes it's like it's not even so much of a creative. It's not even a creative difference. It's just wanting to make sure everything is right.
Right.
And having that, and sometimes we have to fight with each other because we get so excited we're running into each other's shot.
Right.
So there's that too. But that's my brother. So we gonna fuss because you gotta understand when we're on set, we're the closest to each other.
Right.
And it gets long hours and it gets that. And when I notice the most, when he gets antsy and when I get antsy, we're just hungry.
That is food answers solves a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Food solves a whole lot of problems.
Yeah, so feed us. And
Right.
that's normally it. But that's the thing, like, everybody else gets to run off and go grab snacks and all of that stuff. I hold Boise hostage on set
Right.
because we're setting up for the next scene. So, and that's a lot too. So, having that, trying to get it together, trying to get the, the lighting together. Poor, when he's setting up the lighting and telling him to move it somewhere, and then I decide I want a whole different angle, I know he'd be ready to cuss me out. But it's like, but it's all the love. He was like, but I thought you said, I know, but 2 seconds ago this thought popped in my brain. So
Right.
we're here now.
For the process.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's also understanding, each other and what everyone needs, because a lot of times, yes, we'll have we may have someone working an assistant directly, looking out for her. But yes, usually Boise doesn't have that. So I normally will try to think about him because I know Mimi's gonna good. I'll ask her, or somebody will make sure she's good, or try to make sure, hey, stuff a snack in his face, because I know I can tell when they both start going down, they need something. So, any of us, if we see those things with, especially these two on set, to jump in to offer, hey, you need something, because a lot of times that stuff is important where when we're all busy, we're really not thinking about it. But these are the two people that's really carrying the weight of the project. So having their back is important.
And we appreciate it. And like I said, we gonna fuss, but we gonna have a good time. We gonna get it done. We gonna be over there giving each other, high fives. And it's just one of those things. If I don't fuss it, if you haven't been fussed at by me, do I really care?
Oh my gosh.
No. It's just one of those things. No, it's all out of love and it's all out of fun.
Hey,
so I gotta
sometimes I'll be on set like hungry as hell, right? Like,
yeah,
I got everything is dragging, but I won't leave set to go get a granola bar, fruit cup, or nothing like that. And so Kathy or Paris or somebody will bring me a granola bar and say, "Here you go." I'm like, "Oh, how'd you know?"
Your attitude. I have a question for you, Craig. How was it, since this was your very first time with Fractured stepping on set with us? First of all, tell us what character you played and how was it stepping on set and working at the warehouse?
Sure. No, thank you. First of all, my first instinct was it was very organized, very professionally done. I've definitely been on sets where, as Boise was kind of saying, a little more chaotic. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. I don't feel like I should have to walk around lost before someone finds me. I didn't have that at all walking into the warehouse there. That warehouse was actually really cool as well.
Awesome.
But the role that I played, I think was Thug Number 3. I believe it was the actual name for it in the credits. And working with Garrett and Thug Number 2. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name at the moment. But we had a great time together. Yeah. I had a great time together. And working, actually, Kathy was in my first scene. I was slinging her into a prison cell. So that was fun, getting in there. I believe, you had Tasha. Actually, no, my next scene was with Miriam. And, that was just trying to keep up. It was fun, though. It was really fun. I believe she called me Island of Misfit Toys, I believe.
Yeah.
Right before shooting me in the stomach. It was great. It was also awesome, really cool to be in the scene with Tasha as well. Tasha, my agent, great friend, helping me get on the set. So that was really awesome, having the opportunity to be in the camera, same scene as her and Kathy and Miriam. And me and Patrick had always been wanting to do something together since that day. Because, man, if I'm getting accused of looking at you, people were calling me Patrick. It's like, man, we got to figure something out. So I was very appreciative that you guys were, able to rebook us. So that was very nice. But it was a great experience. Loved every minute of it. And I definitely want to do more work. That's why, it's like first thing I wanted to come back. want to work with everybody. I believe you guys are elevating me and making me better, and that's what it's all about, you know.
But
So
thank you. One thing we were saying earlier is about, when we get people that we love and when we enjoy working with them, we definitely try to bring them back because number one, I am big on having people that are easy to work with on set. It definitely makes it easier for me in Boise
hmm
when we're rolling the cameras, when we're handheld, especially when we're handheld. Well, it's probably worse on me because it's on my shoulder.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
I know his arms get tired too, but it being on my shoulder. So when actors come in and you're cool, you know your lines and you're just easy to work with, that makes it so much easier, for us. And
hmm
and you're not burning up footage because you're over there acting crazy. So we appreciate
Yeah.
we appreciate
I'm-
that as well.
Yeah, I believe on one of the things you were actually filming between my legs as I was standing on
Yes.
the stage. And I was like,
Yep.
man, he's really
Yes.
going at it from different angles here. So, you know, but
Yes, but
yeah,
that's what it's about. But the fact that I tapped you to let you know, hey, I'm gonna be right here.
yeah,
I know it's awkward, but this shot looks amazing. That's
yeah.
all that mattered. That's
Greg,
all that mattered. Yeah. So say it again.
I said that was my first two. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. You were laying there, I think, right?
Yeah. And so Tish, since it was your first, how was it for you filming this? How was it stepping in? Okay, you said you wanted to work with us, but you had the lead role. You had the role that basically had to carry the film.
Man.
How was that for playing Ava in Fractured?
You know what? I was nervous because I knew I had to come through because Kathy called me back and that was huge for me. So I was like, oh, I cannot mess this up. And then when I found out it was something that you wrote, I was like, oh, I really can't mess this up. So it was I don't even know how to describe my feelings for that, but I do know this preparation was such a big key, and especially after meeting you two and seeing all the work that went into it prior to seeing getting emails from Terry right off top. I was like, this is phenomenal. So I had to be ready. I had to be ready. There was no option, and especially coming into something with some productions I've seen of yours in the past. There's no way to blow this. It took, I said, reading. I had to be off that book no matter what. And I needed to try to make it as easy as possible for you two, for the people that are holding the camera, for the crew. Respond back, get back to the emails right away. It was so important to be on point for this. Take that.
How was it though with those with them transitions of having to go from being tossed in cages, being dirty, being you go from being dressed up and poised when we're filming at the studio, when we were filming your office scenes, to having to get grimy, dirty, being in that the hot box of the warehouse and just being dirty, and you had to get waterboarded one day almost, and being there. How was that? I mean, the differences between that.
It was phenomenal. I love transitioning as a character anyway. I think like Marion said, I love playing different characters anyway. So to be able to get a script where I'm finally able to utilize what it is I love doing, transitioning from this just what seems to be this professional woman who is really delusional, it was just, of course, the writing just helped me engage everything, and then the direction helped, but just seeing everybody else around me being excited and pumped up to jump in and get into the cage, and the one that really did was seeing Kathy all messed up and getting in the cage. I was like, oh man, this is going to be fire. But the feeling of the transition, I'm like, I don't even know how to explain that. I'll say this: when you're working with a team who is making you comfortable enough to get into those roles and understand, what you're transitioning into, it really helps you be able to sit down and really take on this character, take on the role. We had great direction. We had great direction the whole way through, and you made it comfortable for us as well, to get into those characters. Yeah.
So Tanisha, we laugh about you even with, as she's talking about jumping in between those roles, because not only jumping between characters, you also, as soon as the scene finished, you good, boo? Who is this crazy? Well, you able for real? Because you would go right back into your normal self.
Right.
And just, what can I do? You need something. And I'm like, you worried about me? I need to be worried about you. But how do you, for someone else out there, how do you just jump in and out of, being in the character to back to normalcy?
I think being prepared with being able to just jump in and out, like knowing my lines helps a lot, because I'm able to tap in and take direction. So knowing my lines and really knowing what the story is saying, what the motive is, why I'm there, and understanding who each person is, even from you, Kathy, from you being in a role, understanding why you're there and how that affects me. I think being able to jump off is just a little bit easier to do when you're like, okay, we did it. We did, the part is done. The director's good. Woo! And my release is, okay, you good too? When the director says, cut, I got what I need. That helps me get just put that character down and get ready for the next thing. Check on my crew, because we're all there working hard. And then there's no relief. There's no relief like hearing the director say, I got what I needed. And I'm able to just be like, oof, okay.
Cool.
You okay? Everybody good? That's my release. That's my relief. To make sure everybody else is good, I guess, if that makes sense.
That's awesome. But I have a question for Boise and Mimi. And the question is, a lot of times on sets, sometimes you guys mention being in those uncomfortable places and scenes. So a lot of times y'all doing with the camera, y'all see everything. And I mean, whether it's a sex scene, whether it's a nude scene, how is it for you guys? Do you guys, when y'all with the camera, how do you focus on just staying in the craft and not being distracted?
Me and Boise be sitting over there behind the camera laughing. Boise be like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this. And then, the thing that I always say, I'm like, who wrote this shit? Because I write it, but then visualizing it is two different things. I think one of the biggest, funniest things for me, and the most awkwardest and the most comfortable thing for me, is the scene with Patrick in it. Patrick and Brittany, they share a scene, and I'm like literally at one point, I think I did it with what's his name? Oh my gosh, the other guy too. We had so many different guys on that day that she had to be with, but going from room to room, and it's like at one point I'm sitting on top of the person with the camera. Boise's laying down on the bed, being there with the camera. It is so awkward and funny that I think that takes the uncomfortableness away from it, because it is so funny. Okay, I guess we're doing this. I guess I guess we're here now.
Yeah, and the one scene when I was on the bed and Alex was choking Brittany. It's like there's so much stuff going on. It's just you just trying to make sure you get it right. That's all. Make sure it look good, but it always does. So
yeah,
it works.
It's hilarious, but the stuff we be worried about, what y'all worried about is like two different things. I'm worried about the lines. Boise worried about a shadow on their face, and so
Right.
we're not even caring that Brittany is down to her underwear. We're like, is that a shadow? Is that a shadow across her butt?
right.
The things like we don't even care about the rest of it. That's the funny part, and it's like it just takes that movie magic just completely takes away from the fact that it's supposed to be an intimate scene. Like that completely, you know, erases it sometimes because of all the things that we're trying to make sure that are right on the back end. And then just being so goofy behind the scenes too, that does not make it better when Brittany gets next to me and she starts making these sounds while I'm trying to hold the camera to keep Patrick in the scene. It's it was madness, but it was definitely fun. I got a
tell you,
question.
at the premiere, when you first showed the movie at the premiere, I'm sitting with Brittany and Patrick, and that scene comes up, and it was absolutely hilarious to see their reactions to the scene, the way it films, and it was brilliant. I mean, it was, you know, Brittany turned 50 Shades of everything,
Right.
and Patrick was like, "Get me out of here." It was hilarious.
For me, but definitely a first for me.
But, you know, but that's what was funny. That was actually going to be my question to, you know, how did you guys feel seeing either Keeping Secrets or Fractured, you know,
That's right. We have
on Amazon or Tubi, when you guys got to actually sit there and watch it? What did you guys, you know, what were your feelings in seeing it actually all play out?
Was in awe because when especially because I hadn't seen the scenes with Brittany, so when I saw them out, the first thing I thought about, I was like, "Oh, where was she at? I wonder where they were when they got those shots." Look on the camera. I wonder were they sitting on the bed? Were they standing over the bed? But I didn't know those shots were going to be in there. You know, when you read it, you don't think it's going to actually come to life the way it did, and I mean. My mouth was on the floor. I was like, this is amazing. Like the characters went in on those roles. And I was truly surprised by it. It was amazing. That was dope.
Yeah, that was a unique and new experience for me for sure. I was excited. It was out of the comfort zone of I've been stereo cast as being a detective, which I enjoy on, but doing something different is always a good motivation to move forward and do better. And so that was a lot of fun. And it just kind of in my head, I was like, you know, I'm with you guys and you guys make me comfortable all the time. So it's like, even though I'm down to my boxers and I'm getting in bed with a girl and like we're in it, you know, it was like, but I'm around great people and a good time. And it's adding on to my resume and making more experience for me, which is a lot of fun and always a good time. And so even though I was, like I said, down in my boxers, I was still very comfortable with where I was and who I was with.
And I was going to ask that as the next question, you know, how comfortable were, you know, you, Patrick, and even Tanisha, because you guys, yes, you're in your boxers, even, especially the warehouse. I think for me is when I really just worried about you, Patrick, because you were, I know we were in the warehouse. It was hot. You were at one point on the ground, you tied down in a chair. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he's going to kill us, you know, for a long time. And yes, in your boxes and everybody staring. And I would ask Tanisha the same question, especially for me, the bedroom scene. There were different things that, you know, you had to do in that. And everybody's in the room watching, and you know, how comfortable or uncomfortable is that?
Yeah, it's funny because I write this stuff, but I do get so embarrassed about it when it's time to, you know, before we turn the cameras on, I am so embarrassed. Like, I cannot believe like that I wrote this. And I'm like, I'm serious about who the heck comes up with this stuff. Like, what the heck is wrong with me? But in a good way. But no, but you guys, like, the fact that you guys pull it off, it's like you pull it off with ease. And, you know, of course, with any scene, I'm always going to make sure that you guys are comfortable. And if you're not, we're going to change it up to make sure that you are. I'm not going to ask you guys to do anything that you don't want to do. And I definitely hope that you don't want to do something just to please me or anything like that. Like, you know, especially with some scenes, Tanisha came up with how to do it, because I was like, baby, I'm leaving that up to you. How you're going to pull this off. How is this going to work for you? Because yes, I'm the director on this, but because it was such an intimate moment, I had to let you have it. How are you going to do this?
Yeah. And I think that helps us too. Like, you guys, everybody made sure each other was comfortable in this whole thing. So that was such, and that just speaks a lot to the professionalism that was on the set. Even with the actors, we all got together, like try to figure out what each other's boundaries were. Da, 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 da. And then, once everybody got that out the way, and everybody's excited to get the line down. We really wanted to give the words what it needed. We wanted to give those words the visuals that it deserved, because I mean, there was no reason not to. There was such an amount of professionalism on this. And it's funny. There's something that they were like, well, how do you feel working in front of Boise with just this on? I think with a man behind the camera and being in certain things, but the professionalism is just so on point that you don't even see the camera. You visualize the words, you visualize bringing everything out, bringing it together. You don't even see the camera. And I think you two have done a wonderful job of making us feel comfortable in those intimate moments. Everybody around, from wardrobe, they're just coming, even wardrobe's like, hey, your nip is out. Cool. It's a quick fix. Nobody's being extra. Everybody's really just caring, and they go back to waiting behind the camera.
And Amy, you said that we made it look, we did it with ease. Well, that has to come with the you make it so comfortable. Everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
And though, like for me, when I was down in my boxers and it was new, and I was a little nervous, but at the same time, you guys, you walk us through it, and then you're comfortable, and you set an environment where it's like, oh, I don't really have to be worried about anything. So when you say, you guys do it with ease, it's because we have you guys to set it up for us, and that's very much appreciated.
Yes, definitely.
And I noticed a little bit of pivot. I wish she was still on, but also far as being comfortable, when we were shooting Keeping Secrets, and there was a point when Bridget was laying on the table. Remember, we had
oh gosh, yes, she's
handcuffed.
claustrophobic,
And she was like tied up to the table, and for a minute she had like a panic attack. And if you've ever had a panic attack or know anyone I've kind of had those before, so I understand what that feels like.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just her being restrained, and she just was freaking out. And we were there. Mimi and I were like, it's okay, we'll loosen them up. We had to, fix that. And we have those things sometimes on set, but we understand, it's our job as well to make sure you guys are comfortable. And I wish Bridget was on so she could, talk a little bit more about that experience for her. But that's just another thing of us just being, in tune to you guys to make sure you guys are safe and comfortable, because that's important to us.
Yeah, that panic that she had when the cameras are rolling and she's screaming, get me out of here, that was real.
Yeah.
All of that was real. That how scared and terrified she was. That was real moments for her, because she does, she's very claustrophobic, but the fact that she still wanted to do it, she still wanted to, fight through that role. And she was, she just was like, I'm just going to use it. And she really did. So that's why that scene, I believe that's what gave that scene even more power, that more intense, because she really was terrified. And so, when the hero comes in to save her, and that, when he gets to her, that was that relief.
Yeah.
For real. Like, yeah, that was a real, moment. I want to ask Boise the same question that I posed to everybody else, though. How do you feel when you finally, when everything is all put together? I mean, I know as we're going through the editing process, you're seeing clips and things, but once it's all together, and you finally get to watch it, not even at the premiere, but when you finally get to watch it in a moment, like by yourself for either film, how does it feel for you to see, your handiwork?
I'm always studying, whether it's my film or someone else's film. Like, I'm always studying, so I'm seeing what the final result is, and I'm thinking about on set, all right, I like what I did, or I didn't like what I did, I do this different next time. So I'm studying always.
Yeah.
It's more so a class and lesson to me, more so than just like enjoying it because my mind is working.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I learn from my rights, learn from my wrongs, learn from your rights, your wrongs, everybody. Like, if there's someone else did right or wrong on set, I'm studying everybody all the time.
It's one of the things to always do better for the next time. That's one thing, you know, all of us should be on is being better with each time we get back on set. I finally want to introduce Natasha. I have been trying this for several times, but like soon as I get ready to say something, she pops off. Well, she's back on right now. So I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself and, you know, let us know a little bit about your background, how you got here. Uh-oh, we cannot hear you. Do you have yourself on Bluetooth or something? We can't hear you, babe.
I do, but we can't hear you.
Side note, as far as studying goes, so Miriam was just in the car a minute ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when she was in the car, she had the phone on the console behind the steering wheel. And I was like, dang, I never saw that camera angle in a movie before. Can I use that? Like,
Yes, a good look, isn't
I
it?
was thinking the
It
same
worked.
thing when I saw her. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to come to my office, so I got to work in a minute, but I just wanted to stay on the call as long as I could. But that's the way I do my conference calls and stuff. So I'm still seeing. I put it right on that right on the dashboard, like where the speedometer and stuff is.
I still trying to figure out, like, when would I use that?
Yeah, it leans at a perfect angle so you can see through the wheel to your face. It's really cool.
We always have some car scenes, so we'll definitely have a moment to use it because it did look kind of good. I don't know, Tasha, are you back with us? Are you adjusting? I think she's frozen.
Patrick just too cool.
I know. Look, Patrick said somebody about a shot in the car. Hold up, how about this one? Let me set it up for you.
Okay, now come on. Does he beat mine? Is he gonna beat my shot?
That was good timing. Good timing.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Apparently not.
Apparently not.
That's a good car accident scene.
Right, that was a good crash.
Well, you know, it's different to get through the steering wheel. You know, you always get the one on the dash, but through the steering wheel, that's a little something different.
Yeah. So we're gonna get ready to wind it down here, but I want to just let you know, like, the films are doing great. They're doing great. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for every moments. We know, you know, film set days, you know, they're not always short days, you know, but you know, you guys for knowing your lines from just, you know, from everything in every which way. We appreciate you because without you guys, these films would not be happening. Still can't hear you, Tasha. Yeah.
Look like she froze or something.
Yeah, she do look frozen. Look, are we creating a scary movie right now? Save this for some other films. Look, you know, those horror films when all the friends are together talking on the Zoom and then something happens to that one person.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
That's a good
crazy. Yeah, I was waiting for her to come back, but you got something else?
Oh, I would just say, just always remember, just on set, to always give grace, you know, to each other and sometimes to us. You know, a lot of times we, you know, are trying to get it right. And yes, we're wearing a lot of hats. And I will say, you know, just for me to for you guys to understand, as Mimi said, we're putting a lot back into our next project. So for us, this is us trying to create, you know, multiple projects for us to keep going and we can build off of. So I'm gonna honestly say, I don't receive a check. So for me, I have a different feeling than sometimes you. I mean, a lot of you guys are already doing it as, you know, it's passion. But it is also for us, you know, that you guys are doing it. And we do this stuff because we want to get to a point where y'all are paid top dollar because y'all absolutely deserve it. So just know that if we're on edge on the little things. We're thinking about 50 million things that we're hoping you guys don't have to worry about. And sometimes, you know, we're trying to figure out how to make it happen with you all. So just know, I say again, just give grace sometimes if sometimes somebody's a little snappy, never know what's going on in, everybody's life. So just give grace and just know that we appreciate you and we do this because we also love it.
Thank you.
Absolutely do. Like we're doing, like, when Kathy said she doesn't take a check, we it's impossible for us to get paid while we're it's impossible for us to get paid right now, because everything that does come back into the film budget, we're pushing it right back out the door for the next projects to build, to make them better, to make sure, we can reuse you guys and reutilize you guys, whether we can, whether on this film you have a itty bitty part and on the next one you have a major part, but we're constantly working through ways to have you guys just to be a part, to let you know that we appreciate you. Our next upcoming film is Ancestry.
Yes.
Yes. It is a horror, not a thriller horror. It is a straight action horror.
And guess what? It's so ironic. Everyone that's on the screen now.
Oh, it sure is. Everybody on the screen is actually part of Ancestry. That is funny. Yeah, the Ancestry.
And I'll introduce you to one more.
Oh, yes, the wife. Yes. Matt Dorney's wife will be joining us on Ancestry. So that is awesome. And what is funny is the fact when he read the script, and then sent me an email back. I don't know. I'm just saying my wife can pull this off. So I think that is just, lovely. And great addition.
Yes.
And she is, and I could say, she is jacked up about doing this. I mean, she's off the charts. She's eager for this one.
Yes.
And let her know that I will be reaching out to her because I need a couple things. Actually, from all of you guys, I need some things from you guys. So expect some calls from me in the next coming days.
Yep.
I will be in touch with some of you on what I need.
Yeah.
But we're excited. But just know we appreciate all of you guys, all your efforts, everything you guys do. Yes, Olympia, we see you. We appreciate you. We welcome you and thank you for being a part, of the family. You come in and just you and Terry work great together. And that's a big thing, just even on actors to have people who they trust, to do their makeup and their wardrobe. It just makes things easy. So just know we do appreciate you and we can't wait to celebrate big with all of you guys.
All of you.
Once all of this stuff did what it's supposed to do.
Each project feeds the next project. And it's so funny because, we're talking about keeping secrets and Fracture right now because I did release the director's cut. The director's cut is feeding back into the original version of Keeping Secrets. So both versions are doing very well on Tubi right now. Fracture is doing well on Amazon right now. It is just crazy how they're all pushing each other. And, we are so thankful. We just need you guys and anyone listening to please share the films, help promote the films. Don't just share our posts, make your own posts. It could be simple as watch on Tubi, watch on Amazon. That's it.
And it's okay. Like me, I know in Fracture, I have my whole little scene and I made that about me. It becomes because people like to see you guys. So take that and create whatever you need. If you're only going to post on your page, then take what is about you and post that.
Yeah.
Because you're getting the same thing. So just go for it.
Just a hint, you can screen record from Tubi if you need be. Don't give away a whole scene, but you can pop yourself up on there saying something if you need to.
Yeah.
That works too. Throw it in your stories, throw it in your reels, throw it in, wherever. Make it about you. And people will come to you because your audience is there for you. And that's that.
Love it.
All right. Any last words before we get up out of here?
I do have one. I remember I've worked with Boise before. This is the first production I've ever seen Boise like dance in the background when we're done filming. So because he's always so on point, serious, ready to go. Focus.
It was a different role, different role.
He has a swing in his little shirt, and he doing his little dance. So I said, "Yep, this is the family."
Well, Tanisha, on the other set that we were all on, nobody couldn't dance.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that was stressful.
Yeah. But it's important to have the least amount of stress as possible. So yes, I hope y'all took some screenshots of y'all up on the screen. I forgot to, but I'll grab some later, I guess. Yeah.
Does YouTube have a playback?
Yeah, YouTube, and it's on YouTube and it's on Facebook. So both of them have playback. And I think, since I'm rolling this through StreamYard, I should be able to get some as well too. From there. I just didn't think about it earlier, but if y'all wanted to, feel free to share. That is cool. So thank y'all so much. And this has been a chat with our cast and crew of Fractured and Keeping Secrets. We're gearing up to film next month, Ancestry, but go ahead and watch Fractured on Amazon and Keeping Secrets on Tubi. And until next time, peace, love, soul, and
Take
hair.
care, everybody.
See you on the set.
You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get up out of here. Bye.